continue on part 2 about what's happening. And with everything that's happening, they're using an electronic device. I don't know what it is. Please understand that it shoots into the brain. It shoots into my brain, my brain, and it prevents me from actually talking. I know it sounds weird. It sounds, I'm not having a stroke. It's not a brain hemorrhage. I'm a pretty intelligent person. I'm a very clear-headed person. I enjoy writing. I enjoy exercising thoughts and education, but I'm not allowed to. Please understand that these electronic devices have been preventing me from going to school and living on the streets and suffering for so many years, because that's what they continue to do to me without allowing me to live any comfort. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to school. I'm starting to feel doubtful about it. At best, I think that I may be able to finish at least some test, or maybe one test, or maybe one class out of the 4 academic classes to get your GED. And that's the best, and wait until I get to Dallas. But I think it's important to understand that these electronic devices are really tormenting me. They play these very sick mental games in every perimeter that I walk, talk, go to the grocery store. Everything is being calculated. I walk outside and I'll leave, smoke a cigarette, or I'll leave, and no one's came into my apartment that I know of, but I think someone recently did, unless I misplaced an item or threw it away by accident and stole one of my chargers for my laptop. But they have cameras here. I don't trust the people watching the cameras. I don't, I'm very polite to my neighbors. There's a 104-year-old lady. She's 104 years old, lives across the hall from me. 104, and she's from London, which is incredible. Still able to think and talk, which is phenomenal. God-given genetics. But I wanted to make this video to understand that what my living conditions are, what's happening. Every single phone call that I'm making, every single phone call that I'm making is being recorded and tapped, and they're altering the sounds in my phone calls so that I'm like this. I'm like, like I can't call. Like I have to move the phone away from my ear, because they're changing that idea of I can't have a pleasant conversation with anyone. I'm calling Amazon, I'm calling PayPal, I'm calling eBay, I'm calling any Social Security office. I call a food stamp office, and they switch me over to telemarketers or whatever, these phone operators and these agents. And these people, the sound that's coming from the earphones is real violent, and that's just the sound. But the words and how they're phrasing them and how they're talking to me, and these people, they are very vengeful. They do not want me alive. They want me dead. They told me when I moved into this apartment, someone died in this apartment, and they found him dead. I don't know who it was, but someone died in this apartment and had a massive heart attack, is what they told me. That's why this apartment is available. I don't know if that's a lie. That's what I was told. Somebody died here within the last 6 months of sometime this year, and this is how it became available. I don't know what the situation is, but like I said, I think it's important for me to say what's kind of going on the situation, because these people that I'm speaking to over the phone, I'm calling PayPal, and I'm calling Amazon, and I'm calling different like eBay, and it's different companies not associated with it, and it's the same person that I'm speaking to, and I can tell that they're making a fake accent, and I'm speaking to other individual that's a fake accent, and they're just taunting me death. They're just taunting me like, oh, you think you can mess with me? Oh, and they're making like threats. Like I'll ask questions, and they try to throw in subliminal threats at me when I'm trying to have conversation with them, because they don't want to actually tell me that they're going to have me murdered. Nobody's going to actually, in most cases, Nearly all threats that I've ever come, nobody's actually said, and nobody wants to actually say, I'm going to have you murdered or killed. But I've had people tell me that before, and plenty of times. But they don't want to tell me that. They enjoy the suffering and the persecution and torment of what they're doing to me. This whole concentration camp that they sort of want to put me in mentally, so that I don't live a comfortable, normal, peaceful life. I actually put bird houses. I bought 2 bird houses and I set them outside on trees just for birds to have a place to live. You know, because I want to share some kindness to the world. I mean, and it makes me think that people can do this to animals, but couldn't do this to me in the beginning of my first, they wouldn't even give me disability for the first, 5 years of being homeless. And I had my transplant whenever I was 23. But I'm 40 years old. They didn't give me disability until I was 35 years old. And I was homeless, nearly digging in trash cans for food. But I want to make this, very clear that I'm having a conversation, and I'm calling the unemployment office. These people are very vengeful. They hate me to the death. They want me 6 feet under. These people love death. They love murder. They love putting someone 6 feet underground, feeling that they have done something for the gay community and for their transgender community. They killed the evil one. And they have no second opinions at all to anything. They don't. In fact, many of them, I think, are also even just joining one side because they just enjoy the hatred toward a target. Like huge people. Like I've been inside the grocery store, and you can see how other gay members and other transgenders, they look at each other and start communicating like working in teams like a pack of hyenas. And I'm like this, like trying to walk through the grocery store, just trying to go shopping and get something. Because they all want to tell you that they're after me, you do this and you do that, you don't get a peaceful life, I'm going to show you hatred. Like, it's never pleasant. Hey, hi, it's never genuine ever. It's never genuine, as a person. It's never, ever. When I say ever, cash register, I mean nearly never. You may get one or two pleasant visits with any human being at a store or gas station every 60 to 70 times I meet a human being at a store, grocery store, or bus stop. I mean, maybe even that. And I can, even that, there's so much movement, hatred against me and persecution that you can't stop. Nobody seems to be able to stop it because they've already collected their crew and they want to make their hero and persecute me. It bothers me because the only thing that was wrong with their situation is that I have black hair and dark eyes, dark brown eyes. I'm pretty light Mexican. I even got some white in me, my face is pretty decently light complected, and yet some of these people are so hateful. It's very prejudiced, and I want to say that I'm very tolerant to the situation because I'm so used to it and don't understand how to really continue making these videos where I'm carrying my phone around and I'm actually recording somebody saying hateful things, or someone's positioning themselves at a corner of an aisle or whatever it may be. Because I've made over 4,000, 5,000 videos over 10 years, placing them on YouTube for people to reach out and photos of what they were doing. Violent wounds, infections, bacteria, feces. They were using against me, literally feces, all kinds of horrific things. But I want to say that I'm just maintaining here until I move, and I'm building model ships. And as far as right now, I want to make a discussion also when it comes to me filing for unemployment. I recently filed for unemployment. I did my 3 work searches a week. I submitted them online. They're making it very difficult. You don't understand that on top of somebody using an electronic device on me and dumbing me down, I'm start talking like this, and I start to like it doesn't allow me to process language or thought. It dumbs me down, and the person over the phone will then start taking advantage of me. And I wanted to make this video because they just denied me for unemployment, and they have told me at least 5 or 4 different type of stories. First, they told me I can apply for it. I just have to earn $1. Then when I applied for it, I earned more than $1, got a job for a temp service job, then I applied for it, and now they told me I just have to wait for the wages of other states, and then all of a sudden they changed the story again, telling me it's 40% of this and 40% of that. They're making up a bunch of lies and barely doing anything to try to help me. So they know the wages and how they get collected. If I get a job and I try to collect, they're going to prevent me. These people don't want me to have money. For some reason, they have denied me any sources of funds that I can really benefit myself to buy nice things, to buy a car. Like I wanted to buy a car, I'll never be able to buy a car. And I earned $5,000 in this wages that I earned just at job sites. I would have collected at least $2,500 to $3,000 on unemployment on payments over probably a 6 to 7 month period had I been approved. Now I just lost all that money and all the time that I worked for nothing, for them to deny me just because they want to. They know what they're doing, and every phone call I make, these people are persecuting me. It is a white supremacist movement. And one of the things that's so disturbing, in my opinion, that I understand about what black people go through, is the transgender and gay community are some of the worst prejudiced people. In fact, I want to say 85% of all the racist, the word nigger, the word black, the word purple nasty, nigga, dirty slaves, dirty black, all the nasty racial words, they all came from homosexuals, including transgenders. And I'm not kidding you. That community is I don't know, I'm not gay, but I don't go to gay parades. I've seen them before on the streets. But I've never understood that very well, because they have all the colors of the gay community, and there's supposed to be for equality of the gays and transgenders. That's not for the straights. But, that all racist has always come from transgenders and gays saying that stuff to me. Oh, get rid of that nigger. Like, they would always say things like, and it was crazy. It's crazy to hear that from transgenders and gays when I heard that so much from them. Because it's a persecution. It's really bad, because if they do that to them, what do you think they do to the straight community and us and me, people like me? So I think it's important. I've only seen one Mexican family with black hair, beautiful little Mexican Mayan-looking family in this entire city. One family, entire time I've been here. There's no Mexican people at all, like none whatsoever. They didn't even speak Spanish. None. I walked into some of the festivals they had, little miniature festivals at the park, and it's very hatred. It's a lot of hate. You could just feel the vibes of hatred and unwelcomeness. It's all about persecuting me, and they're trans and gays, and I'm the enemy. It's very much unwelcoming. Very much unwelcoming. I don't say anything. I just walk and take a look, because I can't change my hair color. I can't change my eye color. I was born this way. My skin color, and my ethnicity, and my race. I'm not allowed to be proud to be Mexican in so many different ways, because it's Mayans, Incas, and different religions and practices of my culture. Because I was forced also to ignore that and to despise that, because obviously what religion, I believe in Jesus, but understand that you don't understand how confined I am. But I wanted to make this video very clear about what's going on. Please reach out to me if you can. Hopefully you can understand about what's going on. And I'll make some other discussions and place some on these on Instagram and on Facebook and on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel for people to look at so that they can see all the videos. I've made hundreds of videos. Please look at them. Understand that this is it's tormenting. You have no idea what I'm going through.